Okay, so let's get to the part of the case that boggles my mind the most. In fact, I think is the most interesting thing. And I've reached a conclusion, Daniel, after some research. And I've decided that this case is, in fact, proof of the Mandela effect.
Did you have to bring the Mandela effect into this?
Well, you're going to understand why in just a second, Daniel.
Just so everyone knows, I hate the Mandela effect. Like, I've been talking for a while that we should do a video debunking it, but...
Well, we can't now because apparently it's real. And here's the reason. Because if you read any of the articles from after the case, right, there is no way that the journalists who wrote this crap watched the same trial I did. Like, it is completely disconnected from the reality I lived in. So it has to be that they were in an alternate dimension where the verdict was the same, but the events in the trial played out completely differently. Because the only other explanation, Daniel, and I know this is a real stretch, is that they're just a bunch of liars and propagandists who were trying to gaslight the entire country. Here, let me read you some of the articles, right? Let me just some headlines here. Right, from the New Yorker. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard verdict is chilling. The New York Times. TikTok's Amber Heard hate machine. The Washington Post. Depp Heard verdict will have a chilling impact on Me Too, advocates fear. The New York Times. The actual malice of the Johnny Depp trial. And no, that is not a discussion about how Johnny reached the actual malice standard in the case. Just so we're clear. The Guardian. The Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial was an orgy of misogyny. Vice. We all failed Amber Heard. And my favorite is from The Root. Amber Heard verdict sends a message to black women everywhere. What trial did these people watch? How do you watch the events that I saw every day in court and write these articles?
I think,
because I assure you, they're not any better once you get into the body.
I think it has less to do with what happened in the trial and more to do with the fact that social media has just basically crucified Amber Heard ever since then.
Yeah, but a lot of that was with good reason. And the thing is, they never mention in these articles the actual reasons that Johnny won the case. They all basically run off the same script. So the social media was aligned against Amber. It was some sort of misogynistic right-wing hate campaign, and that there was overwhelming evidence that Johnny was abusive. That's basically I just summarized every one of those terrible articles for you. But of course, what do they leave out? I mean, they leave out the fact that she appears to have faked abuse photos. At the very least, that's a reasonable conclusion that a jury could reach, and it seems like they did. What else? She testified that that Johnny pushed Kate Moss down the stairs, and then the jury got to see Kate Moss come in and say that was bullshit.
I think Kate Moss was pretty much the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, well, what else? She lied about giving the photos to TMZ and tipping them off about her court case for the restraining order. What was the jury supposed to believe that TMZ just hangs out at random courthouses and they just happen to catch Amber Heard? Is anyone buying that? Because it doesn't seem like the jury was.
No, somebody had to leak that.
And let's not forget that, we already discussed the $7 million that she never donated, and then somehow thinks that pledging and donating are the same fucking thing.
Right. Well, that has very little to do with the verdict. I feel like that. I mean, it may make her look bad, but it's not evidence.
Combined with all that is that recording of her mocking Johnny and telling him that no one will believe him if he comes forward. But you see, you won't find any of that information in any of those articles I read.
I'll be honest. The mocking recordings, those were really
disturbing.
Really, yeah, kind of disturbing. Though I feel like what the media is trying to say here is that there are a lot of women out there that are abused that they don't have any legal proof, right? And they may be afraid to come forward at this point because it seems like Amber Heard came forward and was crucified.
I'm sorry, that is bullshit. The only people who should be worried about coming forward after watching this trial are liars, right? It's a real setback for liars everywhere, Dan. I'm sorry. I hate it for them. So you can see why I have to assume that the Mandela effect is true and that this proves it, right? Because how else? I mean, unless they're just a bunch of damn liars. Spoiler alert, it's the second one. If you enjoyed this segment from the Fact and Suspicion podcast and want to hear more, you can find the full episode here on YouTube, on iTunes, Spotify, or just about anywhere else you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.